In the last 24 months, all of the events around the crypto industry and the Bitcoin mining industry have brought Bitcoin to the forefront of the energy industry. And so there might have been people in the industry that didn't really know about Bitcoin or understand it in 2019 or 2020. And in 2021, they started to hear about it. But 2022 was kind of a coming out party. And now it's much more common to speak to executives in the energy industry and have them thinking about Bitcoin and taking it very seriously.
It is nice to see you here at Market Empire. We are having Bitcoin advocate and MicroStrategy co-founder Michael Saylor join us today to talk about the upcoming developments in cryptocurrency in the year 2023. Following the recent FTX collapse and the events of 2022, Saylor concedes that the Bitcoin network and Bitcoin miners are more important than ever. His assessment of Bitcoin's network security is critical, and he recently discussed it in an interview with the Bitcoin Mining Council. Let's jump right into the most recent interview with Michael Saylor, in which he talks about the Bitcoin network's strength in the wake of the FTX collapse and the future of the currency in 2023.
What are the implications of the FTX failure on Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining?
The FTX failure has actually been a catalytic event, and it's been good for Bitcoin. I think it's really highlighted the strengths of proof of work, highlighted the strengths of a network based upon Bitcoin mining that's a commodity. I think there's been a lot of confusion about the difference between proof of stake and proof of work. And tokens like FTT token were based on staking algorithms and the like, and they weren't backed by energy. So the FTX failure has been a very visible educational event that's educated an entire generation of lawmakers, policymakers, journalists, and investors as to why Bitcoin is different than FTT token or Terra or Luna or Serum or these other air tokens. And it also really underscored the benefits of an asset you could take self-custody of without counterparty risk. So although it's been painful for the industry, I think it's actually catalyzed a lot of positive developments, both in the education of investors as well as in the DC regulatory environment, and generally what I've seen throughout all of the coverage is a growing appreciation for the benefits of Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining through this kind of debacle.
What is the significance of Intel shipping Bitcoin mining equipment?
I think it's important to note that the security of the Bitcoin network, it comes not just from the operation of Bitcoin mining data centers, but it also comes from the shipment and upgrading of Bitcoin mining equipment and semiconductors. And so you've had a couple of companies that have dominated the industry. And, you've got Bitmine, you've got WhatsMiner, but to have Intel enter with a lot of capital and a lot of commitment, I think is a good thing. It creates a strong North American-based semiconductor manufacturer that is committed to Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining. I think it'll be good politically for Bitcoin in North America to have Intel behind it. I think it'll be good for Bitcoin miners to have another strong vendor to choose from that'll create more competition at the equipment layer. And I think it creates more resilience in the Bitcoin network because you never want to be dependent upon just a small number of equipment manufacturers. So the more you have and the more diversified, then the more decentralized the network is. So I see this as it's a welcome improvement of decentralization and resilience, while at the same time it undermines narratives that the equipment is sourced out of China, and ultimately what you really want is you want a strong Chinese equipment manufacturer to encourage everybody in the China sphere of influence to trust Bitcoin. And you'd like a strong North American equipment manufacturer to encourage everyone in the Western world to trust Bitcoin. And it's always good to have choices for negotiation if you have to buy the equipment. So I think the result of that is great for the network. And then the last point is it will accelerate the improvement in network efficiency, both the energy efficiency. It'll drive us down the joules per terahash curve faster with another aggressive investor and equipment manufacturer. And I think it also helps us build a mechanical advantage of ASIC technology versus general purpose CPU technologies. And as the ASIC technology advances, that creates a mechanical advantage for Bitcoin security, and ultimately that's very auspicious for the entire network and the asset class. You've got nuclear, it's a solution for nuclear, a solution for natural gas, a solution for stranded energy sources everywhere in the world, a solution for stranded hydro. You're reading stories in the Tech Review about stranded hydro plants in the Congo where it's being used. There really isn't a day when you don't read a story about some energy provider that was struggling with the problem. And I think in the height of the bull market, Bitcoin mining equipment was getting very expensive, and they might have been a bit afraid. But now the equipment it's much less expensive. There's more equipment on the market. You've got a whole set of industry restructuring dynamics where people are out actually knocking on doors and talking to the energy companies who are extremely well capitalized yet conservative. So this is exactly the time when they start to look at this and think, this is about the right thing for us. We can buy the equipment much cheaper than it would have cost us a year or 2 years ago. There's an easy partner. There's a lot of companies that want to partner with us. We've got a problem, and we've got lots and lots of examples of success stories. So I think that Bitcoin is becoming increasingly intertwined with the energy industry, and it's pretty clear that it's synergistic. If you're a Bitcoin miner, you kind of have to have a good strategic relationship with your energy provider. I think that's been made abundantly clear in the past, 12 months. But if you're an energy company, you can't help but notice there's this, clean, high baseload user of energy that can operate intermittently anywhere in the world. So this story of Bitcoin and energy is just getting better and better and getting stronger. And if anything, it's hard to see if you're an energy provider how you can get to world-class efficiency and economics if you don't have Bitcoin as part of your grid mix at somewhere in the grid.
Companies like Celsius, Voyager, FTX, and now Genesis have shown a light on why the Bitcoin network is so robust, putting it somewhere on the grid. Bitcoin is still holding strong despite the recent rally above 22,800, and now investors and crypto enthusiasts are taking notice. Weak tokens and exchanges, if propped up on even weaker assets, collapse and become exposed when pressure is applied. In light of Michael Saylor's recent interview with the Bitcoin Mining Council, what are your thoughts on the future of the Bitcoin network in 2023? Leave a comment with your ideas below about Michael Saylor's thoughts, and we appreciate you tuning in to Market Empire. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel.